In today's video, I'm doing a straw blown poppy painting. For my base coat, I'm working on a 12 by 16 inch canvas, and I just have some white paint, some burnt sienna, and 2 shades of yellow. I've done one like this before, and my background was quite dark, so I'm hoping to get a lighter background with the yellow. If you want to check out my other straw blown poppies painting, you can check out video 338. I'm just using a normal straw for this. It's kind of got the bendy portion on the end, which is useful so that I can direct my airflow a little bit better. And I'm just starting out by putting small amounts of each of my colors down, and then I will work on adding more if I feel that I need more. But I want to start out small so that I don't overdo it and have too much paint on my canvas. I feel like I overworked my first flower a little bit, but with my other flowers, I started getting in a good technique of blowing out one petal and then adding a little bit more paint to create another petal shape. So I'll have to work on this in the future. I like the way most of them turned out, but I was able to make it work. And I had a few drips of my red paint on my canvas. I was going to wipe them off, but I actually liked the way that looked, so I just left those little splatters on there, and I ended up adding more at the end, just for a little bit of an abstract look to it. I wanted to add some of that darker shading at the bottom of each of the poppies, so I just used one of my brushes and started adding a small amount of the carbon black. And then what I started doing was rinsing out my brush, and with a wet brush started blending out that color a little bit and lifting off the excess black. So I didn't want a lot of black paint on there, but you can do this just by blending. I use a similar technique when I'm doing my shading on the water droplets that I've done in the previous couple of videos, and it works well for me. For the stems, I used my other brush, which is a little bit smaller, and I blended the green and the black together to create kind of a greenish brown, and then used that and made some really delicate stems for each of my flowers. Overall, I really like the way that this one turned out. With the background, I feel like maybe I went overboard with the yellow a little bit, and maybe a little bit more white would have looked better. But overall, I like the way that my flowers turned out, and I think this is a really fun way to do some abstract flowers without using a paintbrush or a palette knife. And maybe I'll test this out in the future with some other types of flowers.